Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Anur Dania binti Iskandar Hasri, metric number 267879, a final year student in Bachelor of Technology Management. My supervisor name is Dr. Syarah Ami binti Shahrul. In this video, I would like to present my final year project paper titled The Study on Customer Satisfaction Level on Post-Laju Service Quality. Firstly, this is my e-poster for my project paper, and I will explain in details about the study on my next slide. Without further ado, I will start explain on first chapter, which is background of the study. The first point is that Malaysia's expanding trade and strong economic development rely heavily on the logistic industry. Its value as a facilitator for a country which cannot be overstated based on trade and exports. Next, since the advent of the worldwide, various businesses can be done online. Businesses that conduct business over the internet have introduced and creatively expanded e-commerce. E-commerce enables businesses to sell their goods and services directly to customers without the need for a physical store. Moreover, in the courier services industry, one of the most important contributing factors to customer satisfaction level is quality of service. Malaysia's logistic business in courier services started with the creation of the courier service firm Post Malaysia Berhad, also called Post Laju. Frank found that at the beginning of Post-Laju in the Strait settlements of Penang, Malacca and Singapore, the postal service gradually expanded to cover the rest of Malaysia by the early 20th century. While the importance of third-party logistic providers, which include couriers, has been brought to the forefront as a result of market globalization and increased focus on customer needs and the importance of supply chain management. And lastly, as a result, this study assesses customer satisfaction on post-Laju courier service in Alustar. This paper therefore aims to identify the quality of service that has a bearing on the satisfaction of customers in the courier service industry. This slide, I will explain on problem statement. First, as a national important social utility, the postal sector plays an essential role in promoting economic and social growth in the country. Postal services are not only important for household or communities, but also for the nation's essential interests. Indeed, since the entry of the first foreign courier service provider into the country, according to Jessica, the Malaysian courier services industry has begun to face increasing competition. Post Malaysia, also called as Post Laju, is not the only company in Malaysia that provides delivery services. Another problem is that the postal service or delivery service is a service that a general public frequently uses, and they frequently encounter difficulties when dealing with this delivery service. Customers that use Post Laju delivery service often to experience late deliveries from Post Laju courier service. This creates a customer-sender problem since the customer will not wait for the delivery longer than necessary. Apart from delivery service, poor customer service by Post Laju became one of the problems of the business. Customer service that is rude, unprofessional, and unhelpful are three characteristics that should never be encountered by a courier service. Consequently, it is very important to deliver quality services to customers for better development, especially now that digital technology is increasingly being adopted. What is this study research objective? The purpose of the research is to assess customer satisfaction with the quality of service offered by Post Laju. This makes this research the main objective. There are three objectives, which is the first one is to determine customer satisfaction level on the service quality by Post Laju. Second, to identify the major importance dimension of the service quality provided by Post Laju. And third, to examine the effect of service quality towards customer satisfaction level on Post Laju. Now, I will briefly explain on literature review. Courier service provider. The word courier service means every kind of service delivered and transported from a small local business to an international grid serving millions of people every day. Next, for a very long time, courier service were around. Cultures around the world used to send messages from place to place without hesitating through the most commonly used slow stream. In towns, car, bikes, motorcycles, and even taxis can take the form of courier service. Bike couriers are best used in cities as they can interconnect with and around traffic. After all, for long distance via automotive and motorcycle courier are more convenient and practical choices. The long-term transmission of a parcel or letter with a maximum of security also requires the employment of a courier service. This study will look into the factors that contribute to customer satisfaction with courier service. More than 20,000 postal and courier workers have been committed in Malaysia. Post Laju has the largest delivery network in Malaysia and a number of contact points. It also has the country's biggest flight of couriers. Post Malaysia, also called as Post Laju, has faced a number of challenges over the years and has grown stronger. They introduced the Authorized Agent program, which enabled third parties to offer selected services of courier. The average time for counter services is 3 minutes and the service time is about 5 to 10 minutes. Based on the MCMC survey, Post Laju has shown that the most challenging complaints are the late or delayed delivery. And lastly, Post Laju is a trustworthy leader in the domestic courier service. For this study, we use ServQual theory and this is the research framework. The source is from Parasuraman. The research framework consists of two parts, which is independent variable and dependent variable. As we can see here, the independent variables have 5 variables such as tangibility, reliability, assurance, empathy, and responsiveness, while dependent variable is customer satisfaction. These are the hypotheses before we collect data and results. As we can see, all the independent variables has no relationship with dependent variable. A quantitative analysis approach has been employed in this study. After we collected the data, the questionnaires are encrypted and analyzed by computerized SPSS version 26, or also known as Statistical Software Package for Social Science. The data will be summarized using suitable inferential and descriptive statistics. While for population and sample, the sample sizes chosen are those in the area of Alostar. Due to this constraint and limitation, the target sample will be reduced from 380 respondents to 150 respondents. I will briefly summarize the demographic respondent. First of all, gender. There are 28 male respondents and 126 female respondents in this survey. The proportion demonstrates that female respondents exceed male respondents by a wide margin. The second demographic is age. With 74 respondents, the preponderance of those polled in this survey are between the age of 21 until 25. This number might be because the average age, most of them are youngsters and students. They tend to spend more money buying goods online, and most of them are 21 to 25 years old. The age range of 30 and above years was next, with 54 responses of the survey. The minority of responses are between the age of 26 to 30, with 20 and 6 respondents from below 21 comprising the 3.9%. Third, the frequency of respondents' race. The highest contribution is Malay, which is 145 respondents. Meanwhile, 5 Indian contributes to answer the survey. The least contribution is Chinese, which is 4 respondents. Occupation also include in the demographic of a respondent. The most occupation is 77, which is employed from all the respondents. Moving next is student with 42 respondents, which represent 27%, while unemployed of 35 respondents is the lowest occupation in the study. Next, we collect data on respondents' experience using Post Laju Courier Service by asking, have you been using Post Laju Courier Service? So in this figure shows that all the respondents in this study have used Post Laju Courier Service when buying goods online. Moreover, we collect data on what do the respondents buy using Post Laju Courier Service. With 150 respondents in this study, all of them always buy goods online. Most of them, with 132 respondents, buy clothes. Followed by the second highest is electronic with 52 respondents. And meanwhile, 43 respondents buy books and 26 respondents buy sporting goods, which both of them represent 28% and 17%. Pet supplies is the least good that respondent buy, which is 19 respondents. Last but not least, stated that how frequency respondent using Post Laju Courier Service per month. The highest frequency of using Post Laju Courier Service per month is twice, which is 47 respondents. Once is the second highest frequency, which is 40 respondents. Next, 36 respondents use Post Laju Courier Service 3 to 4 times a month. And the lowest frequency is more than 5 times, which is only 29 respondents. Based on the table, tangibility has the highest mean of 4.2267, hence it followed by customer satisfaction, which is 3.9733, and reliability, which is 3.8467, empathy 3.8267, assurance 3.7400 respectively. However, responsiveness has the lowest mean, which is 3.7067. The table indicates that majority of the respondents agreed that tangibility has the most important dimension of the service quality provided by Post Laju Courier Service. In addition, standard deviation indicates how close the data is to the mean. In this case, responsiveness has the highest standard deviation, which is 1.00031, followed by reliability 0.91032, customer satisfaction, which is 0.86658, empathy 0.86503, and assurance 0.86257. Lastly, tangibility has the lowest standard deviation, which 0.76102. To test the consistency and stability, the reliability test is applied. Cronbite alpha is used to show how well the items positively correlated with each other. According to the findings, responsiveness has the highest Cronbite alpha of 0.943 with a value of 0.915. Empathy was the second highest Cronbite alpha, followed by tangibility with a value of 0.897. Next is assurance, which is 0.890, and finally the lowest Cronbite alpha is reliability with a value of 0.857. Pearson correlation is used to measure the relationship among 5 constructs of this research. The result shows that all the independent variables that are tangibility, reliability, assurance, empathy, and responsiveness have significant positive relationship with customer satisfaction at significant level of 0.01. Based on the results, responsiveness has the strongest significant relationship with customer satisfaction, value 0.726 among the 5 independent variables. Besides, this is followed by empathy, value 0.701, next reliability 0.633. Besides that, assurance 0.583, and tangibility has the lowest significant relationship with customer satisfaction with a value of 0.579. Therefore, the correlation between mediator, customer satisfaction, and independent variable, reversing intention, has also the positive relationship at the significant level of 0.01. Hence, the results have proved that there are significant positive relationship among all the constructs. In this subsection, multiple linear regression analysis was used to identify predictors and their contributions to objective. It attempts to predict dependent variables from a set of independent variables. The table shows model summary of the study. The R columns represent the value of R, which is the multiple correlation coefficients. Value indicates the measure of the quality of the prediction the dependent variable. The R value in the table is 0.757, meaning that they have a good level of prediction. Meanwhile, result in the R square column represent the value coefficient of determination, which is the proportion of variance in the dependence variables that can be explained by the independence variables. From the model summary table, the value of R square is 0.574 that explains 57.4% variability of the independent variables to the dependent variables. According to the findings, these are the hypotheses that we can conclude. There are only 2 independent variables that supported significant relationship with dependent variables, which is empathy and responsiveness, while other 3 variables, tangibility, reliability, and assurance, shows not supported. First and foremost, this research study was conducted to identify customer satisfaction level on post-Laju service quality. The independent variables for this research are tangibility, reliability, assurance, empathy, and responsiveness. Meanwhile, the dependent variable for this research is customer satisfaction. There is a total of 150 respondents participated in this research. The respondents that are selected for answering the questionnaire are people from Alostar area. According to the findings, the respondents have different frequency on using post-Laju's courier service. As I mentioned before, only 2 independent variables have a significant connection with the dependent variable. In the first place, data analysis result stresses that the most significant connection is responsiveness, due to the respondent marking the most on the scale of 5. With this dimension, the customer feel they are important to the company. Next, empathy is recorded as the next most significant connection of customer satisfaction towards post-Laju's courier service. This is because the customer feels the care and value related to the empathy of service that the company showed when they are using post-Laju's service. First survey in this study was about customer satisfaction level using post-Laju's courier service in Alostar area only, and the present findings cannot be generalized to the all post-Laju's courier service industry around Malaysia. Second, the sample size was quite small, which is 150 respondents due to the pandemic issue. After this research, there are few recommendations would benefit for the research in the future. For example, researchers to do the research for the whole country, Malaysia, if the time is allowed. Next, the researchers are recommended to execute the research by using interview to reduce the limitation. It is advised for the future researcher to find referrals and journal adopted by Malaysian because those factors will help the researcher to understand the study better and is suitable for the sample. The findings of this study add to the evidence that some elements continue to affect sustainability consciousness regardless of the passage of time. This finding of this study will also aid future studies. The findings will help researchers to identify gaps that need to be filled in order to do more study in this area. Researchers can profit from the findings of the study as well since they can use them as a reference for their work. The findings of this study could also be used to assist organizations in better understanding what truly impacts service quality of customer satisfaction in Malaysia toward courier service. The initiative may be used to enlighten more people about the benefits of using their knowledge and information, including how to deal with or prevent contamination from occurring. So we have come to the final part, which is our conclusion. So what I can conclude is that this study has successfully answered all three objectives stated in the chapter first, namely from the aspect of customer satisfaction level on the service quality by Post Laju, the major importance dimension of the service quality provided by Post Laju, and the effect of service quality towards Post Laju satisfaction level on Post Laju. Every company aim is to maintain the long-term relationship with the customers and the business organization. The findings enhance our understanding of the customer satisfaction in using Post Laju's courier service. Therefore, it is very important to the organization to understand what exactly the customers need and how to gain loyalty for the successful business. That's all from me. Thank you.